So, I've let the game last night digest. I'm also running on like 4.5 hours of sleep. And the Eagles signed Zadarius Smith. So, that tells me one thing and one thing only. They know that they need help with their pass rush. And Zadarius Smith is a good value, especially for an older veteran player who can definitely help guys like Jalix Hunt and Moro Ojomo and Nolan Smith continue to grow as pass rushers on the edge. Outside of that, I wanted this to just mainly be my post-game continuation, essentially. Like, I'm thinking past, how I thought last night and how I felt last night, rather. The more I think about the game, the more it really sinks in just how brilliant this football team is, because it doesn't matter how ugly it is, it doesn't matter how easy it may look or how difficult it may seem. This team was not 100%. They were down for the count very quickly because of Jalen Carter and his antics, and they were able to rally back courtesy of Jalen Hurts being Jalen Hurts. He might not throw for 300 yards, but 19 of 23, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Like, what more do you want from your quarterback, right? Like, there's not a whole lot more that I know I can ask. Like, he did exactly what he needed to do. He was decisive. He was smart with the football. He was making sure that all his reads were there or not before making his decision. Most of the time, at like a good 90% of the time, A.J. Brown wasn't open. Devontae Smith wasn't open. So what did he do? Check down to Saquon. Check down to Dallas Goedert, both of which would get some yards after the catch. Brilliant. If the pocket was collapsing, he would scramble. He would make things happen. He would make a player miss. He would get a first down on a crucial third down. I don't know what more you want from the man. I don't know what more you'd want from a guy who has the mentality of GOATs, that gets all his advice and all of his everything from GOATs like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, you name it. He looks at the people that he idolizes. He looks at how they would go about what to do in a situation where the main goal is to win. It's not to throw 5,000 yards. It's not to throw 50 touchdowns. It's not to be the league MVP. It's about winning championships and being successful, about being great and leaving your stamp as a great player who did what he needed to do to win. And that's all Jalen Hurts does. And this team embodies that. I know people are going to be, dissecting what A.J. Brown says or how he reacts to the way this game went. Listen, bro. A.J. Brown caught the most important pass of the night, which was an 8-yard completion that set 3rd down and 3 up for Jalen Hurts to ice the game in the 4th quarter. When his number got called upon, he made the play, and that's all you need to win football games. You don't need 110 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 drops when your number is called. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb did that. I don't need anybody to throw for 300 yards and then turn the football over. The Cowboys did that. I'm just saying, this team does what they need to do in order to win. I can guarantee you against the Kansas City Chiefs next week in a Super Bowl 59 and 57 rematch that the Eagles are going to continue to do what they need to do in order to win. That might be Saquon breaking loose and running for $150 and 2 touchdowns. That might be Jalen Hurts throwing for 300 and 2 touchdowns. We'll have to wait and see. The defense, when it mattered most, when the lights were the brightest, 4th quarter, fumble, punt, turnover on downs. That is how you win football games. Complementary football is crucial. And this team, no matter how pretty, no matter how ugly, no matter what the circumstance may be, they are finding ways when Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback. 15-1 in his last 16 starts. 15-0 in his last 15 starts that he has started and finished the game. This team doesn't lose. What more do you want? They add Zadarius Smith to the mix. You'll most likely get Jalen Carter back, depending on what his punishment's going to be regarding Dak Prescott and the spit gate now that we're calling it. We'll have to wait and see. Players like Adoree Jackson, Jacorian Bennett, and the rest of the squad, they'll get better. with time. This team last year did not peak until mid-November, so let that sink in. The games against the Rams, the games against the Bengals, the games against the Commanders, those were the moments where the Eagles finally peaked. It took a while. Most of the games we won last year were like this. They were ugly, they were close, and they were heavily contested. And we lost a couple of them. The Falcons home opener last year, and the Buccaneers on the road. Things happen. You learn from them, and you get better, and the Eagles continue to do just that. What more do you want?